So now, I guess Mom, you're scoring today. So here's a pen. And so the rubric here is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, like normal standards based. And meeting expectation. Student is prepared, speaks well to learning in most classes. Student's presence and eye contact good most of the time. Presentation is organized and rehearsed. Most content is represented and neatly organized. Most classes are represented by evidence of learning. For each class, the student can summarize the strengths and weaknesses. Student has a plan for achieving high school and post-secondary goals. So that's meeting the expectation. I'd like to see if we can get into a 4 range, right, where everything's represented and, right? But if we need to, then we go down to a 2 range and see what happens. So, Mom, you're the scorer, and you, sir, are on.
Okay. So, good afternoon, Mom and Dad. I'm having this brief conference with you today to go over what's been going on this year. I'm going to be going through my portfolio and explaining different assignments. If you have any questions, please wait until I'm done explaining, and I'll answer them afterwards. Does that sound all right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get to it. So this is all in the first trimester. This is back when I had Mr. Upchurch as my history teacher. This is my habitat vocab. The assignment was to get the vocab and to draw a picture of the vocab word. I got a good grade on it, and I ended up acing the test. This was my hero's definition essay from Mr. Gillespie's ELA. The assignment was to define a hero and write an essay about what a hero does. I got an A on the essay, and it shows that I've improved from last year because last year ELA was my worst subject. And
So, curious, what's a hero?
a hero?
Oh, I wasn't supposed to ask a question.
What's a hero?
Here, let me read my, Hero is a person, typically a man, who is admired or idealed for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities.
Excellent. Very good. Okay.
Stop.
Kind of like that.
Excuse me, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is also in the first trimester. This was in technology in Mr. Davis's class. This was our dragsters. We were supposed to learn how to make and race a car made out of Legos and have it run a program. The standards of this assignment was to have your dragster move from one end of the classroom to the other end. And I met the standard, and I got an A, and I chose this as a best work because I enjoyed the process of making it. This was in Mr. Klaus's class. This is the band concert that we went to when we traveled to Port Angeles.
Yeah.
The assignment was to correctly play the notes and have the right timing. I feel that I did good during the contest, and I didn't play any wrong notes.
Didn't drop your sticks.
Didn't drop the sticks either.
There you go.
This is in the first trimester. This is in algebra, and it was the equations with variables on both sides quiz. The assignment was to solve equations with variables on both sides, and it was also fair game, so that was stuff that we've done in the past. This assignment shows my mastery and improvement in the subject because I needed to work on it. This was one of those assignments where I didn't get as good as a grade as I liked, but eventually I made up for it, and I took a retake. For this one, it was our linear equations quiz, and it was
good.
a redo for the
Excellent.
last project.
What did you get on the first one?
The first one, I got a 76, made up for it, and then took another quiz because not the whole class didn't do great on it, and I got 93.
That's good.
And so this is for science. This is my chemical interactions final. In this, we're supposed to demonstrate what chemical reactions were and how they happened. The standards of this assignment was to pass the test with a 70 or higher. I met and exceeded the standards, acing the test with a 97. And I chose this as a best work because chemical interactions was fairly easy to me. and I liked like the whole thing of, oh, can't think of the word right now. So this is all the second trimester. Here are my second trimester best works. In the second trimester section, I mainly focus on my core classes, which is math, English, science, and history. Try to get things sped up and to get to the gist of things. So this was our best work for history. We had a paper war. The assignment was to show that you understood the concept of treaties and war. The assignment was fun and easy, and it made us understand the concept. And it was like it went into detail with it. It connected to many different readings in our history textbook. This is our Holocaust project from Mr. Gillespie's class. The assignment was to make a poster out of information that we used from a website. This assignment showed my improvement because I got a good grade on my presentation, and it showed presentation skills. This connected to the research that I've done in younger grades because I remember in 6th grade we did something with the Holocaust. This was in the second trimester, so I had PE as one of my electives. One of my best works for PE was the pacer test. The assignment was to run as many down and backs as you can, the time buzzer that gets faster and faster. I find myself athletic, so it was fairly easy to me, and I got an A on the assignment. This was second trimester for math. The assignment was to answer all the questions to the best of my ability. It was my absolute value quiz, and I got a 95 on this assignment, and I studied hard for it, and the hard work paid off.
Good for you.
That's good.
This is my last best work for my second trimester. This is in science in Mr. Spaltro's class. It was the body systems test, and the assignment was to answer the questions to the best of my abilities and get a 70% or higher. I got 100% on my test, and I used my notes. These were mine. So on to the third trimester. So these were a couple more best works for the classes I felt needed a little bit more. So for history, this was our World War II map. The assignment was to make a map that shows all the countries that Germany took over during World War II. I used this as a best work because it was very neat, and I got an A on the assignment.
All right.
This is the texting and driving essay in ELA. I showed you that yesterday. The assignment was to write an argumentative essay about a topic that is widely debated on. I chose texting and driving because many people do it and people don't understand how serious it is. I met and exceeded the standards, getting a 95 on the paper, and I picked this as the best work because I was very into the topic and I ended up having a good paper.
Good.
This was our math essay in the third trimester. This assignment was to write an essay on what we've done in math this year. It shows that we've done a lot of work and we've learned a lot, and you can see this long list right here. It was in algebra.
Okay.
So reading logs is something that we do in advisory where we have to read at least 350 pages a month. Here were a couple reading logs from February and November. I couldn't find the other ones yet, and this one was in my bag for a little while. In advisory, we also had to do SMART goals and reflections.
September and October.
September and October right there. I didn't see that. Just got to couple it up.
Just trying to help.
Thank you. All right, but this is the SMART goals and reflections for the first, second, and third trimester. My goal for the first trimester was to finish the trimester with all A's and B's, and if I didn't procrastinate and study for my test, then I will achieve my goal. I achieved my goal from the first trimester, getting all A's and 2 B's. Wait, no, the first trimester I got all A's and 1 B. And then the second trimester, my goal was to get all A's and improve from the last trimester. That goal I did not meet, getting all A's and 2 B's in that trimester, but if I studied hard and didn't procrastinate, then I would have gotten all A's. And this trimester, it was to make up for last trimester and get all A's, and so far I have all A's and 1 B.
Okay.
This is for my future. This is for my high school plan. So in advisory, we do a lot of navigation 101 sheets to figure out what we have to do after high school to, get a job, and it will like show us what we should look forward in high school in. And these went through. It was what a high school ready student was, and this is one of my favorite ones that I picked because a high school ready student was responsible, respectful, and trustworthy, so they can be trusted to finish their work on time. A high school ready student knows good study skills and how to finish work without procrastinating. That's something I need to work on. A high school ready can stay focused, and a high school ready student plans he plans his career out after high school and beyond.
Do you feel like you're a high school ready student?
Yes, I do. But those were the navigation 101s. This was one of the ones that we did earlier in the trimesters. It was something just to, like kind of get our mind wrapped around high school and what classes we would be taking. And as you guys remember, you guys sent me to Philadelphia for a STEM camp. And I figured out what I wanted to do when I grew up. Being a biochemist sounded interesting to me, and one fact that I learned about them was that they make up to $150,000 a year. And I think that would be enough to provide my family.
And move out?
Move out.
Well, they can't wait for you to go.
This is for citizenship. I remember this is my community service reflection. I remember I did my 10 hours of community service working at the Isaiah Thomas backpack giveaway on August 29, 2015. It was fun helping out, and my dad's coworkers ran different stands at the giveaway. He was sitting down the whole time. It was
Coordinating.
It was a good time giving back to the people that needed supplies, and I'm doing it every year in the snow.
Very good.
This is a second trimester reflection form that I did. It was my goals I set, but I just decided to get that done in the earlier stages of the conference. This is a citizenship SMART goal worksheet, and it was goals to make about what I wanted to do for the community. I wanted to give back, and I wanted to make the community cleaner. This is one of those worksheets that we do in advisory, and it was just like to know about our activities, see what type of person we want to be in high school. I want people to know me that I'm athletic, but I don't want to be known as just a job. So I want to like get into other things, and I think art and jazz band and other bands would be good for next year. And as you guys know, I participated in basketball this year, and it was a fun experience. And it was challenging, but it brought out most of my, personality. And that wraps it up.
Very nice.
Okay. So, Mom, reading through the rubric, what do you think between a 3 and a 4?
I'm thinking a 4.
Okay, so he's got all his content.
I think you had good eye contact.
Okay.
It seemed like it was rehearsed. Anything you want to add, Wingfield?
All right. I think
I think each
4
class
as
was
well.
represented, right?
Okay, so
All righty.
the presentation has a 4, and how about content then?
I think content was really good too.
It wasn't as neat though. Football stuff was at 3.
All righty. Room for improvement. I'll put you down as a 3. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
These are mine, and that is for you.
Thank you,
And
thank
your
you,
pen
thank
back
you.
because I'm not a pen